can add a Google Calendar gadget to your Google site that shows your Google Calendar and embed this into your site. You can select to display multiple calendars, and the cool thing about that, any changes you make on your calendar will automatically be updated on your Google site when you're communicating with parents and staff. So for this section, we're really going to talk about how you can embed and add Google Calendars into your Google site, or even a different site if you don't use Google to create that site, to create your building site. So we're in a different view. You're in my calendar view right now instead of the CR Prairie one. But our first step that we need to do is to go to our calendar settings. So here's a couple things when we want this to happen. Remember, if we're going to embed this, we want to make sure that we have this calendar public so other people can see it. Otherwise, when they go to your website, not everyone can see it. And when we're all in the same domain, there will be a box that asks if you just want to share it with the people in your domain. Another thing that you can do is this is your embed code over here, but you can come over here and click on customize color, size, and other options. So this allows you to see what your calendar would look like. If it was just in this calendar here, you can change the background color of it. You can put a border around it. A nice thing too is that you can say the default view, so you can just make it so when people come to your site it would just be the week, or it can be an agenda view so they can see what it is that you're working on, or it might be the monthly view here and then people would be able to click on those things. I like the week view. It's a little bit less cumbersome for me. And then make sure you come down here and you get the right time zone. Then you update your HTML and then you copy and paste. We'll get back to that later though. So this is where now we're going to go and start embedding a Google Calendar into your site. So I'm going to go to the Prairie Point site and I'm going to click on Edit. So we're loading the editor here. And if you see here, we just click where we want to, and then you click on Insert, and then you go to Calendar, and then we want to display, let's say, where's it at? Let's just say Reachstrom's Physical Science. Oh no, let's not do that one because there's probably not any. Let's go Administrator Meetings, and then you hit Select. And then this is a way that you can customize it as well. I want to display the week. You want to keep it 0 if you want to go through the whole sides. Then you can tell it what you want to call it and everything and customize a little bit more. Choose your time zone and then you hit Save. Then if I go into Save it, here's what parents would see. This is what they would see. Now, let's say if this is going to be a building calendar, we might want to have multiple calendars on one view so you don't have to have, so for example, we have our presentation room checkout and the calendar of events in the presentation room, and it has the presentation room, but as you can see here, we have multiple things on it as well. So how you do that is if we go back to, we have multiple events in one calendar, so you don't have to embed multiple calendars into your site. You just have this one here. So if we go back and we edit the page by clicking the pencil, and then you click on your Google Calendar, and then you click on your properties or settings, that gear there, and then you click on display another calendar. Now let's display mobile cart number 5 and hit Select, and now it has 2 calendars on there, and you hit Save and Save again. And obviously nothing's going to show up right now because mobile cart number 5 might not be checked out. So let's go to here, back here. So this has the presentation room, but it has a calendar events. So it shows who's the presentation room, but it also has personal days, I believe, on there as well. So each color is a different calendar, so you could have multiple calendars, so you don't have to embed it. Or you can embed calendars, single calendars, multiple times if you have different calendars that you would like to embed. Let's go back here, because what if you're using like Weebly or Wix to create your site? What you do then is you go to calendar settings and you copy and paste this right here, HTML code, and then within whatever app you're using to create your site, you would copy and paste this HTML code into that, and then it would show up for you. So that's how you embed a calendar into a Google site. Make sure that you have your settings correct for sharing purposes, because if it's not shared with the world or not shared with a specific person, nothing will show up. I'll say insufficient privilege errors. So if you haven't shared that as well, if you've shared the calendar with the public, then anyone in the world will be able to view and see that embedded calendar, provided that they can access your website. That's something to remember too. So if you've only shared your website with certain people, or if it's public to the world. If you've only shared the calendar with your school domain, so that would be crprairie.org, anyone who is logged in with their school Google Apps account will be able to see it. So that's important to remember, that if you share it with just your school domain, parents will not have a domain email of crprairie.org, so they would not be able to see your calendar on your website as well. So that's how you put calendars into a Google site or a different site. So thank you.